right? This is called precision.
Now, I haven't had my Filmmaker meetup in Orlando for a while, but this Thursday at 2 p.m., I'm collaborating with AOD. We're going to be screening their one-day documentary festival winners, and after that, we're going to have my networking party. It's free. It's open to the public if you RSVP on the Eventbrite link, which is in the description. So if you want some industry conversations, meet new crew members, this is the place to do it. Got a very easy gig today. I am just a gimbal op for a corporate awards show. I think in total the whole day is 7 hours, including setup and breakdown. Now this never happens, but I get to show up and all of the gear will be already set up. All I have to do is, this is the only thing I was told to bring, headphones. That's it. The existential crisis. Do I need to buy all the gear? Do I need to own some gear? What if I buy this new piece for this project, but then I never use it again? So maybe I should just rent for this project, but maybe I will use it again. It goes on and on and on. If you're a freelancer, I know I've had that struggle, that back and forth for a long time. Well, there are also jobs like this where you are coming in as an operator and the production company is saying, we have already tested and workflowed our gear, and it is a perfect streamlined solution. So we don't want you to bring in any gear because that would be a variable, and we already know that our product is working smoothly. So when you're doing operator or labor only rates, of course, it is cheaper than if you were to include your gear. So it's a little bit less money. However, it's way less stress, less wear and tear on your gear. And the benefit is if you are already familiar with this type of gear. So the reason I got this client in the first place is because they were on a Canon C70 system and they were looking at my YouTube videos and they found out that we were in the same city, and that's how I was brought in. They knew I was familiar with the cameras. And then they actually switched to a Sony ecosystem. This is the first time they're doing this event on Sony. And you all know that I switched to an FX6 recently. So again, I was familiar with the gear that they were using. And that is really, really valuable to be knowledgeable of certain systems, different systems. And this job in particular is kind of plug and play at this point. So they've done it. It's an award show. They've done it multiple times and they're just perfecting it. So I'm using this Tilta Ring gimbal system, RS3 Pro, which is really nice. I've had a lot of people see the pictures that I post on my Instagram story and they say, you need to get an easy rig for this. And that is not my territory because I am just the operator, right? So I'm coming in and using the gear that's being provided. Would it have helped? I honestly don't know. I've never used one before. Of course, it would take the weight off my arms, put it on my hips. But a lot of times I'm moving in between these chairs and I wouldn't want a bigger presence. And I don't have to hold it the whole time. It's really 30 seconds on when they bring the award winner up and then 30 seconds off while they are, giving the context for the next person who's going to be brought up. And my job is to look for what's everybody looking towards, where is the person, because we don't know where they're sitting, and then kind of follow them, backtrack, and I experiment with different turning points, where do I pivot them, and just using the gear in the best way possible. So I really like the transmitter on the small HD. It's built in. I think it's a Teradek system. That's really nice. And then we got some time code because as we are doing the live stream to the projector in the back, we are also recording internally because there will be a recap video that needs to be taken care of. So what is the majority of the jobs that you guys take? I feel like most of us own a good bit of gear because we don't know what types of jobs we're going to get. Is it going to be a very simple interview and B-roll project? Is it going to be run around on a small mirrorless and a small gimbal for event coverage? I would just recommend at all times to have some type of audio system where like a wireless lavalier, because you never know when that's going to come in handy, and a decent light. And then once you start getting multiple jobs in this exact same format, then you can kind of fine tune your gear and say, okay, I definitely need another rim light. I need another splash light. I need whatever. And it can kind of grow with a purpose rather than saying, well, I'll probably need a gimbal. I'll probably need a big light and a softbox. Just let the jobs that you're doing now dictate what you will be purchasing, because once you start getting requests for items, or you realize I'm going to need this multiple times, you'll usually rent it and test it. If you rent it more than twice, that's probably an item that you should pick up. And this is nice because I get to test all of this gear and I don't have to buy it. So I'm increasing my experience with different systems, with different products, and I don't have to take on any of the financial responsibility. I can just jump in, jump out. So we are wrapping up. That was, 4-hour event, not too bad. Flown out to Vegas one day for travel, work, and then the next day we're leaving. And it's just as simple as that. And then right before we pack up, we do run outside and get some wrap-up interviews from people, saying, I got this award, I love this company. You know how corporate events are. Everybody left, so it's fair game now. And then as we're headed back to the airport, I get to see the UFC headquarters. So they have multiple buildings, but this would be cool to come back and actually work in. So I have only a few minutes before my flight, and I haven't checked out the Centurion Lounge in Las Vegas yet, but I don't like this line. I don't really have enough time to wait. Actually, it took less than 30 seconds to get in, but next time I am bringing my own cup because they have coffee there, but they only have ceramic, so I need to be able to take it out. I really am glad I invested in this credit card, like $700, but it opens up literally so many more doors and perks that if you are a frequent traveler, the American Express Platinum is it's just literally nice to have in your pocket. It comes in handy. So new packages from B&H, but I don't have any jobs in my calendar in the entire December. Like, it's clean. Nothing in January. Literally there's no other job for me in the future right now on paper. However, a job that I gave to a guy in Miami, I think last year, I wanted to do it, but I wasn't available and I didn't want to cancel on my clients. I gave it to a guy that I had just seen on Instagram who was putting out footage that he did fighting stuff too. And it was a client who was doing MMA stuff, so I recommended his name, and he got to work with a legendary fighter. I was really bummed that I didn't get to do it. But right now, a year later, he just had a client say, I need someone in Orlando last minute tomorrow, and he threw my name in there. And I love it when people return the favor and you guys strengthen your network. I helped him out on a very fast job last year. He's returning the favor. I didn't expect it, but I'm stoked that he did it. And that's the power of having a good network, which is why it's nice to go to networking events like the one with AOD on Thursday, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know who's going to need your skill set in the future. That's why networking events are dope, especially when they're free. So this is going to solve a problem that I typically have, and I will probably use on that job tomorrow. So this is a light. I'd never heard of the brand before, Gina Ray, but the reason I came across it is because the name is called Bright Beast, meaning it's very, very strong, and supposedly 20,000 lux at 3 feet, which is a ridiculous number. But it was the implementation of the light. There's a lot of bright lights, but this one, it has, okay, it's gonna make my life easier. My girlfriend's heard me say that a million times. But it's a 1x1 panel, and the ballast is built into the light. And I don't need to go find an outlet. I can plug in my V-mount batteries. So the ability to be mobile, have a very bright light, and bicolor, or the option to plug into a wall is really, really beneficial. And it was on sale for $300 off on Black Friday. So I got this, And then I think that there's another box down here, and that is some barn doors. So I do need to figure out the diffusion solution, because I'm assuming this will burn people's eyes, but now this came just in time. This is going to be used for tomorrow, so I can be mobile. I mean, I love the 200X and softbox setup that I have. This is just a different use, and I love having versatility within my product. So first mod, I took some diffusion paper, flipped it over a couple times, and then I've done this in the past where I'll use gaff tape as an edging just to give it some structural integrity. And this is at like 45% right now. And until the softbox comes in, or if this works, I'll just keep it this way. But I just tape this on, and then I get a soft, 1x1 panel, which is nice because this takes up no time. And I usually leave a strip of gaff tape here that I just lift up, close it on, and then it all fits away easy into the case, which, by the way, I love how small this case is, because like I said, there's much brighter lights, but having it pack up into something this small is super, super convenient if it's going into my tiny car. If you want to come to the Orlando Filmmaker Meetup, it's on Thursday, 2 p.m. We're going to screen all those films, have a networking party. They already filled up the first round of seats, and they opened up a few more. So if you are interested, do it before those seats go out. We're gonna have the whole theater to ourselves. It's gonna be cool. I'll see you guys there.